Hello, thanks for tuning in. My name is Coach Steve, and today we're going to focus on how to have more peaceful conversations around difficult topics when we're socializing with others. I'm a life coach, and one of the things that comes up in coaching sessions is, especially now, this time of year, political disagreements, political debates, political tension, and it gets serious, man. There's people that they stop talking to other family members because they both are on the opposite sides of the political spectrum, and it can get nasty. People can get frustrated, arguments can ensue, and it is draining. It really sucks the life out of you trying to convince someone against their will. And even after all that, they're still of the same opinion still. It's really, I look at it, it's a complete waste of time. It's a complete waste of effort. Now, I'm not talking about having a healthy political discussion with someone that's open, receptive, and you don't have an agenda. See, the problem is we go in with political discussions with an agenda. We want to change them to our side. We want them to be a Trump supporter. We want them to support Biden, or we want them to think this is wrong and that's right. And it's very tribal. It's like us versus them. And it could be your family member, and it's us versus them. And it's also, I think, tied to ego, wanting to feel that you are able to win someone over, that they've come over to your tribe or to their side, or you help them to see the light. It's just not worth the effort. And when families get together, one of the common things that comes up, or friends get together, are these political discussions. And it's not a problem if everybody agrees. And I find it much easier to ask questions when someone's like real hardcore about something. Just ask them questions, and ask them questions to try to better figure out why they think that way, and maybe to get them to question their own conclusions. And it's a really fascinating and interesting process, because most of us, especially with things like politics and stuff like that, it's really fascinating, because when they'll interview people on the left, and then they'll interview people on the right, and like Trump support and stuff like that, it's really shocking on both sides how truly uneducated we are, all of us are, about the nitty-gritty of what goes on behind closed doors, the nitty-gritty of what things a certain politician has done well, what certain things he's done right. It's just like we see it as black or white. Like they're all bad, nothing they do is good, or the other side, they'll demonize the other side. And it's so much more granular than that. We just kind of it's living life with blinders on. Like it's called confirmation bias. We only seek out information that already confirms what we believe. And you don't grow that way. So when I meet someone that has a different political perspective than me, I want to learn about them. Hey, you're a big Trump supporter? Tell me what specific things that you like that he's accomplished. And it's really interesting, because some people will be able to answer, and they'll answer in general terms, and then I'll try to get a little bit more specific, and they'll be unable to do it, because what we do as human beings, we're very emotional, and we're very reactive, and if we're getting brainwashed by network media, we are just become, we just repeat what we hear on the news media, instead of actually spending, hours every week reading more neutral and non-biased information and trying to really come to our own conclusions. And I think also for me, it's like there's better things I want to do with my life. There's better I want to invest that time more wisely. I want to work on things that will help me to grow as a person. I want to read books that will help me become a better coach, that I'll be able to help my clients. And I don't want to spend my hours and hours on end researching and investigating and debating politics. And a great book I recommend is How I Found Freedom in an Unfree World. And it talks about, and it's okay, I understand some people are going to disagree with this approach, but it's really about empowering yourself by creating the life that you want instead of trying to change the whole entire system. And then having a sphere of, a sphere of influence. So your actions become like a model for the people that surround you. Now, some of my clients get really emotional, and even some friends that get really emotional, really involved. And then I'll ask them, either to the left or to the right, I'll ask them, well, what have you done? What have you done lately? What have you done to act on these things that are really frustrating you? And the majority of time, like I'll ask them, I'll say, are you volunteering? Are you volunteering for the political campaign? If you're a supporter of BLM, are you, volunteering with that movement? Are you going to the inner city and volunteering your time there? Are you being what's it called? Like a mentor to a young boy or a young girl, and helping them to become a stronger, better, a more successful person. Are you donating money? Like, what is it that you're doing? Because actions is really what speaks volumes about a person's true character and where their heart is. And it's just so much easier. We're all lazy at heart. And it's just so much easier to just get into these meaningless debates and not really be proactive and do something about it that will improve the quality of lives of other people. And if that's where someone's heart is, then that's where it's more effective channeling that time and energy into, is making a change, making a difference, getting involved in local politics, getting involved in your local community, and being an activist that is contributing to something to make society a much better place. And so and it's not just politics. I mean, there can be, veganism, there can be religion, there could be Apple versus Android. There's all kinds of things that separate us superficially, and we have to, for our ego, convince that, no, our side is right, or what I believe is right. And you'll see, if you start practicing this and just surrendering and not needing to change another person's mind, unless they're genuinely interested and you have a healthy conversation, that's something different. But man, you'll be so liberated and you'll be at peace. And I think that's what we really want in this political climate, is there's just so much tension, so much friction, and because of that, we don't try to understand each other's viewpoint, each other's side, why someone believes the way they do. And that's why just asking questions is so much less divisive, and it helps the people feel heard, and they're more likely to listen to you if you're listening to them, and not instead of listening to them waiting for you to talk and give your opinion. It just doesn't work that way. It just doesn't work well, and could be very aggravating. The other thing is, if that's not possible and you get someone or people that are just really adamant and like kind of want to hammer you about your political beliefs or want to debate you or stuff like that, set a boundary. So I have some clients, and that's the case, where the conversation eventually gravitates towards politics or some other divisive subject matter, and it creates friction, it creates tension, and they start to fight or disagree, create separation. And so you got to set a boundary. Hey, ahead of time, we're going to come over there for Thanksgiving, we're going to come over there for the weekend, we're going to come over and get together for dinner, but for the benefit of our friendship or our relationship, we're not going to discuss that. I don't want to discuss that. Is that okay with you? And if they say no, well, then you talk about, say, then I don't think we can get together. because it's just not worth it, and you're not going to convince anybody against their will. Beautiful. Thank you for listening. I hope you found this helpful, especially in this climate. If you would like very affordable life coaching, I've been doing this for 10 years, and it is so effective, and everybody will benefit from it. Send me an email. That's in the description. The consultation is absolutely free. The first session is 50% off, and the sessions after that are extremely affordable. There's absolutely no obligation. And I encourage everybody, at least give it a try. At least just give a consultation. If you don't want to have a session after that, no problem. There's enough value in it that it's just no pressure whatsoever. And if you'd like to support the channel, my PayPal link is in the description. And so please like and subscribe if you did like this video. And thanks for tuning in. Until next time, bye-bye.